intelligent. It's just a luxury where the mindset is there that we do not have the people who are qualified to lead this great team. So we have to go abroad and seek these coaches or these people out to bring us the success we need. One specific metaphor that comes to mind when we talk about soccer and politics is oil and water, and the reason being that it does not mesh. It will not work. I know we're expecting USA to do great, and they are, but you know, it's going to get to that point where we're like, okay, they did great, because they make it to the knockout round. But you know, for that much money, you were expecting that the team should have at least gave it a good effort, because there is a ton of teams, Canada for example, who did not advance to the World Cup. And this is also a big nation. One other example we could look at is the protest that's going on in Brazil. Brazil spent over $11 billion for this World Cup, which a lot of people there are protesting that their educational system needs it. The reason why they're so frustrated is because they know that Brazil will not win the World Cup. You know, and they know this by stats. Ever since '84, there has never been a host nation to win the World Cup, because you know, teams make that their agenda to win against the host nation. So that's why these people are frustrated. Brazil by itself is a country who produces soccer players. There's no main export, there's no big attraction, they just export players, and that's how their economy makes money. And for them to be frustrated about the amount of money they're putting into this, which is basically their fruit, soccer, just shows you that they have no faith in their system that's there currently working. The other country we're moving on to is Russia. They spent over $10 billion getting Capelli, who is an Italian coach, into their system. In 2018, he's going to be, Russia will be hosting the next World Cup, so we're going to switch. Now these people know that Russia might have a chance to make it to the World Cup, but they will not win. So again, the question is asked, why are they investing so much in something that will not work? You know, other countries who are having internal conflicts, they're planning on moving the World Cup here in 2022 to either North or South America. Either way as it goes, none of us are going to win it, because the World Cup is designed in such a way where the competition is greater than the host country. And, you know, they're considering the amount of money put into it to build up stadiums, do this, get people in is too much. But also what they're not bearing in mind is what it brings to a nation. Say for Brazil, right now, there's a lot of tourists there, which is doing good business for the locals. So despite a few people with their objectives on what best to use that money, I'm sure all of us could use that money in better ways. And even in Russia, it's going to build up those small cities, because they're going to need transportation, they're going to need hotels, and it's going to be better for the local people because it's going to improve jobs and their lifestyle. If it comes here to the States, we'll be more than happy. It's going to improve business for us, not just locally but also internationally, because that's going to boost a lot of tourism. I'm highlighting these factors basically to prove that you know, despite the many objectives we might have and the ideas we might have to do things, the bigger picture is the more people that are benefiting from it. And though we're spending this much money in getting this coach into our country, it's controversy, and people love controversy, so that's the publicity we're getting from it. In 2022, if we are hosting the World Cup, a lot of people are going to tune in either to see the US lose or win. Either ways, people are tuning in, and that's been good for us. And you know, a lot of people were saying oil and water don't really match, but in this case it works, because as long as people are watching, we're getting ratings and it's benefiting our economy. I just want to add by showing you guys these pictures. They're flags actually of countries that probably none of you guys know. I only knew this when I started researching my speech. This right here is the Algerian flag. This is the Bosnia-Herzegovina, and this is the Iran flag. And the reason why I showed you guys these flags, these are all war-torn countries that have qualified for the World Cup the first time. These countries have basically no government, no policies in place, and these countries are actually doing pretty well. Probably most of them are doing better than the USA. And it's funny where you look at it where you have these countries which have no facilities, no sports medicine center, that are doing really well, versus the bigger countries or the bigger nations like ours that are putting so much money on facilities in to facilitate the sport, and we're still struggling at it, which just shows you that the politics behind it is not as good as the face they're putting in front of it. And until that change and until they give way to the sport itself, the politics cannot be stronger than the sport. I want to thank you guys for coming out and listening to my speech. That's it.